Let's start with the physical energy you bring to your body and hoop, the degree of physical power you exert. Perhaps you utilize quick, staccato movements, or you move slowly and fluidly. You may be relaxed or vigorous. Your movements may be fast and sharp or unhurried and graceful. All of these are ways to explore different physical energies while hooping. Rich is demonstrating a light, graceful physical energy here. By exerting a soft touch with movements that might normally be performed much faster and edgier, he creates a buoyant, effortless tone with his physical energy.
Spiral is moving sharply and strongly using powerfully embodied energy when moving both fast and slow. Strength and power do not just reside in fast movement, but can be displayed by controlled, deliberate exertion of physical energy.
A great way to explore the concept of physical energy is through a category of moves called reverses. Also referred to as breaks, reverses occur when you stop the rotation of the hoop and send it in the opposite direction. Abruptly changing the direction of the hoop's rotation is a valuable skill to master, as it's a dynamic and powerful way to visually punctuate the music and represent rhythm. Reverses look best when executed with crisp stops and tight planes. The clear illustration of tempo when rapidly changing direction during a reverse is also a powerful way to implement the hoop technique concept of time. There are many variations of reverses, both on and off the body. Let's look at some of these. We'll start exploring reverses with a variation performed at waist level when hooping on the core. Begin by settling into a steady hooping rhythm. Once familiar with the pace of your hoop, follow its path with an extended hand and receive the hoop from the outside, making solid contact with your palm. As you reinitiate rotation in the opposite direction, resume hooping. Reverses are a sending and receiving movement. You receive the hoop, stop its rotation, and send it back in the opposite direction. When hooping clockwise, you'll be receiving the hoop in your right hand. When hooping counterclockwise, you'll receive it with your left. When performing this reverse, your hoop should make contact with your hand and lower back. This helps distribute the hoop's weight and momentum, so you can rely less on your hand strength alone to maintain an even plane. If you're using a larger, heavier hoop, it helps to make contact with your inner forearm as well. When performing an on-body reverse, twist gently in the direction of the hoop's rotation before stopping it. Do this from a grounded stance and with slightly bent knees, coiling with the power of the hoop's momentum before sending it back in the opposite direction. This coiling action lessens the impact on your body and helps maintain a flat plane. Even out your hoop's plane before sending it back in the other direction, and make sure that the push you give to restart its rotation is level. As with all reverses, you can perform it once or do a series, sending the hoop back and forth without completing a full rotation. This repetition of movement can powerfully punctuate rhythm. Another variation of a core-based reverse at the waist is the forearm reverse, which is similar to the waist reverse, but uses the forearm to execute the change in direction. Once again, start by settling into a hooping rhythm on your core. Then, begin to anticipate the stopping point by following the hoop spin with your extended arm. As the hoop passes in front of your body, place your forearm in front of the hoop's rotation. Keep your forearm close to the core, pinching the hoop against your body and sending it back in the opposite direction. Making sure your arm is actively extended when you contact the hoop will create a strong surface for the hoop to bounce off of. In this variation, you need to implement a strong stop paired with an abrupt push in the opposite direction in order to maintain the hoop's rotation. Practice this reverse variation incrementally, as it can be taxing to the skin on the inside of your forearm. Chapping or bruising in this area in the beginning stages of learning this move is not uncommon, particularly when using a larger hoop. Chest hooping is one of the foundations of hoop dance. Now we'll give you a few tips to help gain proficiency while hooping on your chest. I'll also be teaching some chest-based reverses, which can be a nice way to recover and reset when first learning to chest hoop. This skill can be challenging to master, so be patient with yourself. Chest hooping is easier to learn with a larger hoop. Start with your hoop against your upper back, holding it on either side in the horizontal plane. Begin by initiating rotation in your primary direction with a level push. In order to maintain rotation, your chest and shoulders must work in tandem to propel